it's funny. It's like the remedy to higher prices sometimes is higher prices, because the longer interest rates stay elevated like that, the larger the negative impact is on consumer confidence and the economy in general. So we're starting to see that show up in the data. We just came out of a Biden administration. I'm not political on this, everyone, just don't freak out. But the Biden administration pretty much propped up the economy with government spending and government hiring. Well, those days are over, right? In fact, the pendulum's swinging very far in the other direction. So we're starting to see that. But
there tends to be a lull where everything, regardless of whether it's positive or negative, it just kind of seems to sit where it's at during the holidays.
Yeah.
And it's definitely ramping up for busy season. So this is the perfect time, for buyers to see rates coming down a little bit.
It's funny you mentioned that, because do you remember this time last year what interest rates were doing? We were all like devastated. Everyone was super unhappy and sad on the real estate side. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Mortgage Lounge. Jason Thibodeau here, and Jason Thomas, the two JTs.
Indeed.
Hello. We're going to be chatting about interest rates mainly today, because, everyone gets excited when interest rates drop. And they're not just dropping a little bit, they're dropping aggressively. And it's so funny. It always happens in short order, and it's always this massive emotional roller coaster ride. And we just got off the way up, because we went from the 10-year Treasury at 3.6 all the way to 4.8. And it was scary and devastating for everyone. No one likes that. But now, of course, it's funny. It's like the remedy to higher prices sometimes is higher prices, because the longer interest rates stay elevated like that, the larger the negative impact is on consumer confidence and the economy in general. So we're starting to see that show up in the data. We're post-election Trump and Doge cutting government spending. Consumer confidence numbers are coming in a lot lower than expected. So I think some of the writings on the wall from a market standpoint, the market's saying, we just came out of a Biden administration. I'm not political on this, everyone, just don't freak out. But the Biden administration pretty much propped up the economy with government spending and government hiring. Well, those days are over. Right. In fact, the pendulum's swinging very far in the other direction. So we're starting to see that. But, interest rates, right? They're going down. Where are they right now, roughly, Jay, in your opinion? Just to give the viewers a sense for where they're at.
I mean, more or less the average conventional rates in the high sixes.
Yeah.
For a well-qualified buyer.
Or even paying a point, maybe even lower.
We're talking getting under 6.5, probably even low sixes, potentially paying a point.
I ran a VJ today, paying a point, and you're in the fives again.
You're in the fives.
What the heck?
Yeah.
How'd that happen?
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah. I mean, I think, we've moved past, like you said, the election. We've moved past the holidays. There tends to be a lull where everything, regardless of whether it's positive or negative, it just kind of seems to sit where it's at during the holidays.
Yeah.
And it's definitely ramping up for busy season. So this is the perfect time, for buyers to see rates coming down a little bit.
It's funny you mentioned that, because do you remember this time last year what interest rates were doing? We were all like devastated. Everyone was super unhappy and sad on the real estate side, whether you're a loan officer or a realtor, because last year, right as spring busy season was hitting, interest rates were like aggressively climbing. So it's kind of nice to have the wind at our back this time rather than, running against the wind.
Yeah. No, totally. Yeah, it's definitely going the opposite direction at the moment right now. Hopefully that continues.
Yeah,
for everybody. That'll remain to be seen. I am watching, with a lot of curiosity to see how all these changes with the new administration is going to impact everything moving forward.
They're moving fast too.
They are moving pretty quickly. Hopefully that all ends up being a positive thing for real estate and getting us back to a more normal, healthy market.
It will be interesting. The PCE comes out on Friday. Like, if this is a big if, the PCE is favorable, we are like in a really good spot.
Yeah.
I mean, think about this. We've had a 50 basis point and change move to the downside on the 10-year Treasury, which is kind of where mortgage rates are decided. if you start to see the mortgage spread continue to heal and drop, and then you have a PCE that's favorable, as in a lower than expected inflation print, which I think there's a chance of that. Knock on wood, try not to jinx myself. We could see, the 10-year drop further, another 20 bips. That'd be exciting.
It'd be really exciting, and the impact would be felt even greater because we're ramping up into traditionally the busy season for real estate.
Yeah,
it'll be really, really huge for buyers to have that kind of momentum going forward. Whereas if this was happening going into the holidays, it's like, great, that's awesome that we're moving in the right direction, but the impact wouldn't be felt nearly as much. Yeah. So it's kind of like the perfect time for this to be happening. So like you said, knock on wood, hopefully we'll get some good news later this week.
Yeah, it's all about demand, right? Because peak demand is what he's referring to as spring busy season. I think peak demand is roughly more or less March or April, right? And that's really helpful. So like just the messaging to the real estate community, to home buyers is, things are becoming a little more affordable. I don't know. It's been a while since I felt this positive about things because it's also coinciding with inventory starting to slowly but surely normalize. We're not there yet, but at this time last year, we had 2,000 homes in Orange County and the active inventory list. And right now we have 3,000. So 1,000 more homes or 50% more homes this time around. So more choice, right? Not there yet. We need basically 5,000+ for it to feel like a more balanced market.
It's definitely better though, for sure.
But the trajectory is good.
Yeah.
And you combine that with interest rates doing what they're doing. I mean, we just want normal, guys. Like, give me a balanced market in Orange County, just using our market as an example, of 5,000+ homes in the active inventory list with a 6.25% 30-year fixed, right? I just want normal. Normal would be good. I think that would be welcome for a lot of move-up buyers who have run out of room. It'd be good for the buyer's agents who are tired of, having 9 out of 10 of their offers rejected, right?
Yeah.
It's demoralizing for buyer's agents. It's demoralizing for buyers, failing all the time to get offers accepted.
I agree. Yeah. I mean, we've been in this inflated, rate environment for such a long time now. It's 3 years and counting. That it's funny to say, because if you had asked us a couple years ago if give us 6 or 6.25, like, that's way too high. Honestly, at this point, I think people are going to be jumping at that.
Yeah.
And I mean, look what happened back in the fall or late summer going into September last year when we did get down to it was pretty darn close to 6%.
Yeah,
6 1/8, 6.25, and things really ramped up. There was a lot more positivity.
Yeah.
In the marketplace, and we get back there for busy season. That would be amazing.
It's just healthy.
Yeah.
It allows some of these people who got 7 and 8% interest rates to refinance and reduce their costs. And it just improves affordability. It's going back to balance. And I want to keep reiterating from our perspective, a loan officer's perspective, we didn't want 2.5% 30-year fixed. I would wake up every morning during COVID in absolute shock and utter dismay in a negative sense, watching the 10-year drop every single day because we were already too busy.
Remember when it was 0.3? Yeah. It was literally 0.3 at one point.
And I would text you, or I would text my business partner, this is not good.
Yeah, right. What's going on?
Because we couldn't handle the application volume.
Yeah.
And it was just too much. Too much of a good thing. Drinking too much water can kill you. You know what I mean? So we're not looking for ridiculously low interest rates again. We don't want absurdly high interest rates. What we want is a normal market. And I think that is going to benefit everyone. It's going to benefit sellers, even though, look, I get it. You've been enjoying, you've been the king these last few years with zero inventory. But at the end of the day, sellers become buyers, and you still have to figure out your replacement property. And while it's nice on the sale side, once you're on the buy side, it's not so nice. So we'll keep you in the loop. Was there anything else worthy of covering? I mean, the PCE's coming out on Friday. Let's touch on that real quick.
Yeah, we can touch on that real quick. I think the expectation is something similar to last month. Mm-hmm. They were saying a 0.3 month over month increase, I believe.
Yeah, but the month that's rolling off from last year is 0.5.
The month that's rolling off, so it's the annual is dropping 0.2.
Mm-hmm. Assuming we get the 0.3.
Yeah, I think it was going to drop from like 2.8 annually to 2.6, something like that.
On the core, which would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
And with slowing economic data coinciding with a potentially really favorable PCE number, which is the Fed's favorite measure of inflation, that might get the Fed back off the fence, back into a cutting mindset.
Yeah, I mean, if it were to come in a little lower than 0.3,
imagine we got a
the Fed's
0.2.
meeting, because right now I think it's almost not quite 100%, but almost 100%, assuming, hey, they're not doing anything next month.
That could change.
But that could change based on Friday.
In an instant.
Yeah.
Right.
If it comes in a little bit low, all of a sudden, oh, maybe we should revisit this and take a closer look. So we'll see.
Yeah. Then it's back to being able to make a living in the mortgage industry.
Yeah. Wouldn't that be something?
All right, everybody. Thank you for listening. We'll keep the content and the education coming. We appreciate it. If you find value in this stuff, I always forget to say this, like and subscribe. It really supports the channel, and we're doing our best to bring you good data. All right. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, guys.